vintu vanakwamene kama ngenmene tisakila vintu vamene tili navo we have double. Cooked up in the heart of Africa, the chosen ones. Cooked up in the heart of Africa.
Hey yo, what's good? What's up? Let's glam mulibwanji mulishani. How are you? Bonjour. How you day? Mambo. So guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. If it's the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell. If you are back, welcome back, Glamdos. So guys, today I'm going to be telling you a story, guys. To me, this is like a horror. Like, this is I don't know what I can say. This happened not too long ago, so I just sort of sharing this experience with you guys. So it started all on a Sunday. Yes, I remember very well. It was a Sunday morning. Okay, no, let's go back to Saturday. Saturday, during this quarantine period, like they only open shops like from maybe like 6 till 12, because maybe they're afraid of police. I know even the type of opening that they open is just for they don't even drag their things all the way up. That thing, that metal thing, I don't know what you call it. So I woke up early that day. I don't know, I was just like in the mood. I was just, I woke up, washed, did my laundry, blah, 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 and all that. Then I went to the store so I can go and get a few supplies. I reached the store, I got everything. When I came back into my apartment, I did what you call it. I found the guy sitting by my stairs. So, just by the stairs close to my door. So, I just never bothered, and I just reached, I opened my door. And then I said hi, because it just became some awkward moments. I just said hi, and I entered, I opened my door and entered. Okay, now come to Sunday. Sunday I'm sleeping in my room, in a go in a chair. Chilling, because I usually like sleep late. I don't sleep in the night actually. Like, it's so hard ever since this quarantine things started. Maybe I'll sleep around 12, so like I'll be awake the whole night till maybe 11 or 12. Then from 12 I'll sleep maybe till like 9 or whatever time, depends on how tired I am. So now, what do you call it? I was sleeping, like, so that was somewhere around 11. So I was waiting for my friend to bring me a charger. My friend had got my charger and they're supposed to bring it back. I'm chilling. Then I just hear a knock on my door. Someone is knocking on my door. I decided, usually I don't open because what I say is, it's either you call me or I won't open the door. Like, you have to let me know before coming. Okay, so yeah guys, what do you call it? Usually when you come, it's either you call me, you text me, or I won't open the door. Whether I'm alone, I'm awake, I'm doing much, I even listening, I can hear the music play in my house, I'm not going to open. Like, this is just a new rule for my own safety reasons. Especially this time quarantine, most of people went back home, Indians, or whatever, anything should happen, who will come or I scream for help. Okay, so I don't know that day, I just don't know, because maybe it was during the day and I could hear my neighbor, like I think he was cooking or something, like I could get the aroma. I'm like, let me just stand up and open, because the person had been knocking for a long time. Maybe it's an emergency, it's a friend of mine. I decided to open the door. I see this guy, this weird looking guy in my door. Imagine. I'm like, hi. He goes like, hey, so my name is, I don't even remember his name. I can't remember his name. We're trying during this coronavirus. We're trying to help out Zambians who are what? Underprivileged, something like that. So I'm here selling this, what do you call it? This electric cooker. No, most people here in India use gas stoves. Like, gas is not that expensive. It's so it's easier to use a gas stove. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in buying this thing. No, actually. Then he goes like, no, actually, if you help, you're going to feature in Zambia Tourism magazine, which is, we're going to feature on it on tomorrow, on Monday, because we'll take the pictures and we'll send them to them. We're in partnership with them. Partnership with them now. So I'm like, no, I already have a stove, it's okay. No, I thought because you're a girl, you can buy a, an electric cooker. I'm like, no. Anyway, I don't want to buy it. Anyway, just to think about it, guys, why would I want to buy an electric cooker when I already have a gas stove? First, so it has good gas, then I should also be paying for my electricity, because it doesn't, it uses a lot of electricity. I'm like, no, it's okay. Then he goes like, okay, since if you are not buying, you should, what you call it, you can give us something that you have, anything that you have to go far. I'm like, okay, I have to think about it first. Yeah, anything you have, anything. How much are you going to give? What are you buying? I'm only selling this, what you call it, electric cooker at 1,000 rupees. I'm like, no, I'm not interested. I don't. Converting 1,000 rupees in Zambian kwacha is approximately like how much? It's not a lot of money. Like maybe 800 kwacha. Okay, I'm not sure, guys. I can lie. But yeah, 200 kwacha. No, yeah, 200 kwacha. In fact, the kwacha is really depreciated to nothing. So it's like 200 kwacha. So I'm there, choose. Oh, no, I don't want. The next thing, he goes like, just think about it. I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. No, I decided to tell him, okay, I'll think about it, because that's just a way for me to run away from him. He goes like, okay, I'm waiting for you here. How long should I wait for you outside? I'm like, no, I'm not going to get it actually. Then he goes like, so I was standing by my door, like, I was holding my door, and so I was seeing him through a short, like a small space, because I got scared. The way that guy was looking, let me even describe how that guy was. He was thin, tall, light, then he had like a beard. Now, not a beard, but like, when you have a beard, then when you cut it, when you shave a lot, you have razor bumps, and it just creates that hard layer. Yeah, it was like that. He was smelling of alcohol, you guys. He was smelling of alcohol. His clothes were looking dirty. He was just looking like I don't even know what they can. So not that I'm looking down on him or whatsoever, but that one, it wasn't a normal thing, you guys. So let's go back to the story. I'm like, no. Then since I was holding the door like this, he knew that I couldn't see what was going on outside. Then he starts pretending as if he's talking to someone. No, man, she doesn't believe me. That's, no, it's okay. I don't want. No, just think about it. I'm like, you know what? I don't want. I closed the door, locked it fast. So that's the electric cooker. I was in the plastic. I could hear him with the plastic. He did as if he moved the bit there. I came back in my bed to sleep. I didn't close my window and shut my curtains. That's all. I don't know what his aim is, because he wasn't even looking so bad or anything, you guys. I came back, I slept. He came. I heard the plastic. He started knocking on my door. Not knocking like normal knocking, knocking, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Guys, I was so scared, I covered myself. I'm like, what am I going to do? This guy. I decided to say, okay, maybe it's a genuine thing. Maybe I can give them, maybe just a little I have, because, yeah. I decided to text the Zambian president for the association for students. He was offline. I texted someone else who's in the board. I'm like, is this and this happening? I explained to them, this and this happening. They're like, we're not aware of anything. So there's one part I forgot to tell you. This same guy is to tell me, when you donate something, I'm going to Fagara. I can carry you with me so that you can go and see who are going to give this money and things to. No, I'm glad. So this person is a liar. At first, he wants to help Zambians. Then again, he's telling me he wants to go with me to Fagara. He can go with me to Fagara if I donate money so that he can show me the Indians that I help in. My Zambians are now become Indians. Then you guys, Fagara, let me tell you how Fagara is. Like, for example, I describe it in Zambia. Let's say Fagara is like me going to Chiwolia. Okay, not Chiwolia, but like maybe we going to just some place where there's just people who are not titles. And then how do I even go to Fagara this time? It's lockdown period, you guys. Firstly, to start with, there are no taxis, no buses moving. So if that boy took me to Fagara and anything happens, what's going to happen to me? So I just closed the door. I came to sleep. He started knocking very much, knocking. I tested my neighbor. And I told him, check for me the person who's outside. My neighbor came out and goes like, you're knocking, you're the one knocking here. Okay, I'm making noise for us. She's sleeping. She won't even answer. She doesn't open her door this time. Then he goes like, okay. Went. I could hear this guy. He came. He sat near my window. He started talking, pretending as if he's talking to someone. This is what he was saying. I'm just from talking to the president of the Zambian associations. He's given us confirmation, but it's a bit slow. What can I do? People don't want to buy this. So now this person, in my mind, in my own intelligence, I'm like, I'm just from testing this guy, Bita, who's the Zambian president for students. He's offline. I tried calling him on his normal call. His phone was off. So now I was just boy talking to the Zanzibar artist. That guy was really up to something. So I told my neighbor again, some guy from Gambia, Abdullah. I'm like, can you tell? I just him. I'm like, tell this person is still outside. Abdullah went to open the door. It's like, what are you still doing here? It's like you're disturbing and all that. The guys start coming close to Abdullah. Listen, no, listen. I don't know if I wanted to attack Abdullah. I don't know. I was just in a blanket here listening. Nationals even better. I covered my head. Abdullah locked his door fast, and went back inside. So it's like he got so tired of waiting outside, like maybe if I'll come out or whatever. I contacted my other friends, even the guys from Zambia who live close to me, and my other female friends, like so they can come and check out this person. So I think he got tired of waiting and he just decided to leave. You guys, this person, it was very scary, you guys. He was a junkie. This person was like, he was a junkie. He is a junkie. So my friends came and all that. So we told them the story. My neighbor was even telling me that he thinks that guy is mentally disturbed and all that, because I think it might be true, because when the guy was talking to me or even talking to us, he was shaking, you guys. Not like shaking for shaking, you know, where you can't say I'm selling this electric cooker, because shaking, man, just shaking, so shaking like that. My neighbor was like, no, this guy is just psychologically not alright. So he went, then he came back. I don't know what exactly he came back to do in my apartment or whatsoever, but when he came back, he had like some white stuff at his back of his trouser, and maybe was suspecting maybe that can be, you know, what I'm talking about. Then, you know, he just kept on doing this. He had a towel. He's even covered his face. The second time now, when he came back now, he covered his face. You could only see his eyes, but you know, we're sharp, so we recognized him. Yeah, when he came, that's how he went to look on a room upstairs. They chased him, you know, they were like, no, why are you disturbing us? That's how they chased him and he went. So you guys, this is how, like, this is very horrific and scary, especially if you're like in India. You know how it's so dangerous. How should I know if maybe that person wanted to maybe rape me, or maybe wanted to rob me, or just do anything, something funny to me? Like, it was so scary, not only for me, even my other neighbors and the people who live upstairs, because people are even like suggesting like maybe we should report him to the police, because I don't know, he just limbikila on my door. So guys, that's it. Like, that's literally the scary story like that happened to me on Sunday. I don't even know what I can say about it, but it was so horrific, because this guy wasn't just looking normal. His eyes were red, you know, everything wasn't just right about him. So imagine if I just fell for it, and yeah, it would have been very, very bad. So guys, I've come to the end of my YouTube video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend to like, share, subscribe, and check out this video too.